They killed him 3 times. Each time he came back stronger. By the end, the entire Shinobi world needed an army just to slow him down. The ultimate war machine. The legend subject. Madara Uchiha. Classification: resurrected war criminal. World-ending threat level. Requires alliance of all nations to engage. Madara Uchiha was born during the Warring States period. Before hidden villages. Before peace treaties. When clans hired themselves out as mercenaries and children died before they turned 10. He was born into the Uchiha clan, one of the 2 strongest clans in the world. The other was the Senju. They'd been killing each other for generations. Madara had 4 brothers. The war killed every one of them. He wasn't 20 yet. The last one, Izuna, died protecting him during a fight with the Senju. Madara awakened the Mangekyo Sharingan, watching his brothers die, then took Izuna's eyes after he fell. This created the eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. All the power of the Mangekyo, none of the blindness. He became clan head at 24, led the Uchiha against the Senju for years, fought Hashirama Senju dozens of times. Every battle ended in a draw. Neither could kill the other. Too evenly matched, too powerful. So Hashirama proposed an alternative. Stop fighting, build a village together, create a place where children didn't have to die in wars. Madara agreed. They founded Konoha, the first hidden village, the model every other nation copied. It should have worked. The betrayal. Konoha needed a leader. The daimyo chose Hashirama, not Madara, not the Uchiha who helped build the village. The Senju. Madara saw the pattern forming. The Uchiha would always be second, always be suspected, always be controlled. He warned his clan, told them Konoha would turn on them eventually, told them to leave before it was too late. The Uchiha chose the village over Madara, so Madara left alone. He attacked Konoha years later, brought the Nine Tails under his control using Sharingan, fought Hashirama one last time. The battle destroyed the landscape, created the Valley of the End, reshaped the terrain for miles. Hashirama won, killed Madara, or so everyone thought. Madara survived using Izanagi, a forbidden Uchiha technique that rewrites reality for a few seconds, turns death into illusion, costs 1 Sharingan to activate. He crawled away, went underground, started planning revenge. Status: presumed dead. The resurrection. Madara lived for decades in hiding, sustained by the Gedo statue, an empty husk of the 10 tails he'd summoned using the Rinnegan. He'd awakened the Rinnegan late in life, the final evolution of the Sharingan, eyes possessed by the Sage of 6 Paths himself. This gave him techniques that bent reality, but his body was old, dying. He needed a successor. He found Obito, manipulated him, trained him, set everything in motion for the Eye of the Moon plan. Then, he died for real. Old age finally caught up. But Madara had contingency plans. He'd implanted his Rinnegan in Nagato years earlier, modified Obito's heart with a seal that would trigger on his death, prepared everything so he could be resurrected later. When Obito and Kabuto started the 4th Shinobi War, Kabuto used Edo Tensei, summoning technique that brings the dead back as immortal warriors. Madara returned, not as a corpse, as something close to his prime, immortal body, infinite chakra, access to all his techniques, and a burning desire to finish what he started. The power step 1, Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Madara's eyes never degraded. He could use his Mangekyo abilities without limit. His Susanoo was the size of mountains, could cut through anything, tanked attacks that would level cities. Step 2, Rinnegan. He awakened it through combining Uchiha and Senju power. This gave him 6 paths of abilities. He could absorb ninjutsu, summon the Gedo statue, control gravity, rip out souls. Step 3, Edo Tensei body. When Kabuto resurrected him, Madara returned with immortality and infinite chakra, couldn't be killed by conventional means. Step 4, Wood release, Hashirama's signature technique. Madara copied it using Hashirama's cells implanted in his body, created forests that drained chakra and bound opponents. Step 5, combination of all abilities. Madara didn't just have these powers, he mastered them, used them together in ways that made him functionally unbeatable. The demonstration. During the war, Madara stood alone on the battlefield, tens of thousands of shinobi in front of him. Then he attacked. He demolished them, dropped a meteor from the sky, massive stone pulled from orbit, using planetary devastation. Thousands of shinobi stopped it together. Then, he dropped a second one, on top of the first, killed thousands in seconds. The five Kage attacked him together, the strongest leaders from every nation fighting as one unit. He fought all five simultaneously, and won, left them broken and dying while barely injured. This wasn't a fight. It was a demonstration, proof that the gap between Madara and everyone else was insurmountable. The evolution. Madara's goal was simple: become the Ten Tails Jinchuriki, activate infinite Tsukuyomi, trap the world in an eternal dream. Obito achieved this first, became the Ten Tails host before Madara could. So Madara ripped it out of him, forced the extraction, took the Ten Tails for himself. Step 6. Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Madara absorbed the beast while still in his Edo Tensei body. Then he forced his own resurrection using the Rinnegan, traded immortality for a living body that could grow stronger. Step 7. Six Paths Power. He absorbed the God Tree, gained power that rivaled the Sage of Six Paths himself. At this point, he could nullify ninjutsu, fly, regenerate from any injury, create truth-seeking orbs that erased anything they touched. Might Guy open the 8th gate? The forbidden technique that grants power beyond the 5 Kage in exchange for certain death. Guy nearly killed him, bent space with his punches, moved so fast, Madara's Sharingan could barely track it. It wasn't enough. Madara survived, regenerated, acknowledged Guy as the strongest taijutsu user he'd ever fought, then kept going. The flaw. Madara had one weakness. He was being manipulated. Black Zetsu, the entity he thought he created, was actually controlling him, had been for his entire life. Black Zetsu was the will of Kaguya Otsutsuki, the original wielder of chakra, the progenitor of all shinobi. She'd been sealed away by her sons centuries ago. Black Zetsu spent that entire time engineering her resurrection. Madara was the final step. Black Zetsu waited. Madara achieved everything he spent his life chasing. He became the Ten Tails Jinchuriki. He activated the infinite Tsukuyomi. He reached the peak of power. Then Black Zetsu stabbed him in the back, used him as a vessel to resurrect Kaguya. Madara's body transformed. Kaguya took over. Everything he worked for was stolen in an instant. His last words were a realization. Everything he'd done, every plan, every sacrifice, it was all someone else's design. He'd been a pawn thinking he was a king. The drive. Madara didn't want power. He wanted control, because control was the only way to stop the war that killed his family. He saw the world as broken. The shinobi system created endless conflict. Villages fought over resources. Children died for political goals. He decided the only solution was complete control. Force everyone into a dream because reality was too painful. This made him dangerous beyond his abilities. He wasn't fighting for conquest. He was fighting for what he genuinely believed was salvation. You can't negotiate with that. Can't reason with someone who thinks enslaving the world is mercy. The only option was to stop him by force, and even that barely worked. The truth, Madara exposed a terrifying reality. The shinobi system has no answer for someone like him. Traditional military response failed. The 5 Kage together couldn't stop him. Entire armies became casualties. The only reason he was stopped was internal sabotage. Black Zetsu's betrayal. Without that, he would have succeeded. This raises a problem. What happens when the next Madara appears? Someone with his genetics, his drive, his refusal to accept limits. The system that created him still exists. The cycle of hatred he talked about still turns. Madara was born in an era of endless war, watched his brothers die, saw peace fail, decided the only answer was total control. How many others are being shaped by similar circumstances right now? Strategic assessment. Madara Uchiha represents the ceiling of what a shinobi can achieve through training, genetics, and obsession. He mastered every technique available, combined Uchiha and Senju abilities, awakened the Rinnegan through decades of effort. His combat ability surpassed entire armies. His strategic mind planned decades in advance. His willpower refused to accept death itself, but his philosophy made him unstoppable. He combined overwhelming power with absolute conviction that he was right. This created a scenario where defeating him required more than strength. It required sabotage from within his own ranks. Conclusion. Madara Uchiha was the most dangerous shinobi ever born. Not because of his power, though that was unmatched. Not because of his intelligence, though he planned for decades. Because he combined both with absolute conviction that he was right. He died 3 times, came back stronger each time, fought the world and nearly won. Madara Uchiha didn't fight the shinobi world. He proved the shinobi world couldn't stop him. His defeat required betrayal from his own ally. Without that, nothing would have stopped him. The question his existence raises isn't how to defeat the next Madara, it's how to prevent the next one from being created. Madara wasn't the real problem. The system that created him was, and that system still exists. End report.